Before we get started, we ask everyone just check your audio and video connection. Feel free to sign into Microsoft Office 365 if you have it, or you may also sign into desktop Microsoft PowerPoint to follow along with us. We will have some activities, and also some of the activities mapped to the assignments located in our CETO Digital Accessibility Training Shell. So once you complete the activity, you can submit it at the end if you like. Iching?
Yes, Tomasa, thank you. Sorry to interrupt, but because we are recording this workshop for those who cannot attend the synchronous live workshop, so I do want to acknowledge that we have another group of faculty who are taking this training asynchronously. So if you couldn't attend the live workshop, and if you are watching this, please make sure you go to our CETO Digital Accessibility Canvas Training Shell to finish a little short quiz that's associated with this workshop. We will use that quiz submission as a way to prove your attendance of this workshop in an asynchronous format. So I'm just want to add this note for those who are watching this asynchronously. And yeah, thank you.
So we'll go ahead and get started. Next slide. So we're going to be discussing Microsoft PowerPoint, digital accessibility, and Microsoft PowerPoint presentations. Some of the items we covered you may be aware of, but we're just going to cover the basics, and then we're going to go into a little bit more advanced features of how you can make your Microsoft PowerPoint presentation accessible. So by the end of this workshop, you will be able to define the term digital accessibility in electronic documents, use built-in slide layouts. And I have a question, can you use regular PowerPoint and not Office 365? Yes, you can. We'll also discuss add alt text to an image, add adjust color contrast on text, add video to a slide from a device or third-party source using hyperlinks, and use the Microsoft Accessibility Checker to check common accessibility issues. So what is digital accessibility? As we, just a short recap from our last workshop, the term digital accessibility can be characterized as accessible web digital content that can be used by a wide variety of persons, including people with disabilities. So what are electronic documents? An electronic document is digital content that replaces a physical document or printout, which can be distributed for reading online and printing. So Microsoft PowerPoint presentation is an electronic document. So we're going to talk about adding digital accessibility to your presentations. And if you have not already opened up your slides, please feel free to do so right now, your PowerPoint presentation, using built-in slide layout. The built-in slide layout helps to create accessible presentations by properly formatting the slides with placeholders for text, images, and videos, applied color themes and fonts, correct slide reading order. And this helps to ensure learners with screen readers can easily view your presentation. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually do a slide layout activity. If you have your PowerPoint presentation open right now, we're going to go ahead and walk through an activity, just a very basic activity of adding content to a slide using the slide layout. So the first place we're going to go to is the new slide up in the upper left corner. And we're going to select from here the slide layout. And the reason why we use slide layout is all of the reasons that we mentioned before. And it also helps, again, with screen readers, helping students to be able to read your content in the correct order. So let's go ahead and select from the new slide. Okay, we're going to select the to content, and we're just going to type in the title here. We're going to type in flower. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to add text to the very first box. And you can put something as simple as add a paragraph. And no, you don't have to change your PowerPoint slides that you currently use to a new slide format if you're already using the slide format. It's very important to use the built-in slide format because it does help with people who have to depend on screen readers to read their content. So again, we'll go back to new slide. Just walk back through that. If you can click the little arrow button there, the downward arrow. And from that downward arrow, you can select different slide layouts. For this activity, we selected the 2 content layout. And this activity is similar to what you will be doing in the in your assignment. So we'll go back to the presentation now. So what we did in this activity is we basically just opened up the slide layout and we selected 2 content and we added a title and a short paragraph in the first box of the content section. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about, and this is what it should look like, just a simple paragraph. The next thing we will talk about is adding alt text to your visuals. Alt text helps to create accessible presentations by conveying information about a visual. Alt text can be used for pictures, smart art graphics, shapes, charts, embedded objects, and videos. Visuals should be used to convey important information, or if they're not, if the visual is not conveying important information, then you want to make sure that it's marked decorative. What alt text briefly does is describes images and visuals, which helps people who cannot see the screen understand the importance of the image or visual. So our next activity is we're going to add an image to our 2 content layout. So let's go ahead and switch over to our 2 content layout. Okay, so here we have the flower. And now we're just going to go to our stock image photos and we're going to select the flower to add a flower image. You can select any image you like. So let's select the yellow flower. Okay. And I like the daisies. Okay. So we're going to insert this image. And what you see is it already gives you an alt text for the image. The only issue is sometimes it doesn't transfer over into the systems like Canvas Learning Management System. And sometimes it may not convey the information that you want it to convey. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through how to add alt text to your image. So we're going to right click on the image, edit alt text. And here you can see where it tells you that the description is automatically generated. We're going to change that group of yellow flowers. We're going to delete this information here. And we're going to type a group of yellow daisies. And as you can see, it also gives you the option to mark as decorative. That is if this image did not convey any information. And you also have the option to have them generate a description for you. But again, being able to explain the image is in your own words is probably best. Okay, so we're going to go back to the presentation. Okay, so now we have content in the first slide of the box. We have our title and we also have our image, a flower image. So we how to use built-in slide layouts, and we also walk through how to add alt text to your images. Next slide. Okay, do we have any questions at this point for alt text or adding alt text to your images or using slide layouts?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Can you remind me why you would or would not mark as decorative?
You would not mark it as decorative if the image is conveying in meaning. So let's just say, for instance, you had a graphic that was a chart, and the chart had information that you wanted to share with your students. Then you don't want to mark the chart as decorative because that means that it doesn't have any meaning, with the image.
Okay, but the flower, if
Mm-hmm.
it was a flower.
If it was a
Um,
flower. Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll continue. For the flower that we were doing, so our theme of our PowerPoint was flowers. So the image was important to our topic. It was necessary for the students to know that it was a group of yellow daisies. But in the case that you just had a PowerPoint and you're presenting on, I don't know, anything but flowers, and you had an image of a flower, then you can mark it as decorative because it's just there for decoration.
Oh, I see. It's not
Yeah.
integral to the
Mhm.
what you're trying to say. It's purely an image that adds artistic element. Okay.
Yeah, yes, I have a question, please.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
We've all been doing PowerPoint slides for our presentations for our classes for like multiple years. So the slide deck has already been created. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe I just need to play with it. And I know Kevin's chiming in here too, but we certainly don't have to redo all of our slide decks, do we? I mean, that's not going to be viable for all of our courses, I don't believe.
Well, the goal is to make sure that the PowerPoint presentations are accessible.
I
And when you're using the slide layout, what really helps is that it helps those students. It puts your information in the correct reading order.
Sure.
So
I understand the purpose,
yeah,
Tomas,
yeah.
and I agree with it. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this actually doable.
Yeah.
You could go back into, so I know you're saying that you already have created content for a couple of years and you've been reusing it.
Like 10 years.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
And you want to implement accessibility into your PowerPoint.
Mhm.
So what you'll do is you'll go through it, and it's also another activity that we have on the second part of this workshop. It's
Okay.
checking the accessibility on your PowerPoint.
Mhm.
And then you'll highlight all the things like which slides need accessibility. So for example, you have an image that needs all caption, or there is a slide that you have and it doesn't have a reading order. So then we'll explain how to do those things, but you don't have to recreate the whole content, start off from scratch. You can go back in and fix up the issues as they show up on your PowerPoint.
Great, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
My question is, would that be enough so that the canvas the canvas checker would, so is one sentence is enough, or should I describe it more?
One sentence is enough. You want to keep
Okay.
a very short description. Mhm.
So that should take off the it should make that meter should go 100% or 85%.
Yes, whenever you add alt text to your image, your meter within Canvas will pick it up, and it should be 100% with adding the description to the visual.
So as long as you describe what's happening in the image, I know some professors have used in the previous years, two people having chat bubbles. So you must include what's inside the chat bubbles if it's necessary for your course.
Because sometimes I put like bigger, like I put a title actually of the image, right? And this is pretty descriptive of what I'm trying to show. Mm-hmm. But I'll still get that message. And so it was kind of disheartening, like, well, but I think you guys actually answered my question.
Okay. And if you continue to have the same issue, you can reach out to us and we can take a look at it together.
Yes. Any more questions? Yes?
Yeah, I just pulled up my PowerPoint and one I've been using for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to just pick an image and add alt text to it?
Yes. So you can pick an image from the stock file, or if you have an image on your computer. And then once you select your image, you select right click on the image and you select
Right-click
edit
on the
alt
image?
text. Right click on the image.
How do you do right click on the Mac?
Nettie, is it right click on the Mac?
Yeah, you just tap on your pad once, but like I don't know how else to explain it with my hands.
Use 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Just tap on the pad once?
Yes.
Okay, I did.
And did you get a pop-up window? Hello.
Yeah, I don't see a pop-up window here.
Okay. Let's see.
You need 2 fingers to click on it.
Yeah.
Right now I got a pop-up window.
Okay, now that you have a pop-up window, you'll select edit alt text.
I don't see on that. I have just add section in Zoom.
So because we do have time constraint, I will actually suggest that we try to, for Tomasa and Nettie, to finish all their presentation first, and we will save all the questions to the end for Q&A. Or you could also schedule one-on-one consultation with Tomasa and Nettie after the workshop if you have any specific question about today's presentation. Yeah. Is that okay, Kelly?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, can everyone see my screen once again?
Yes.
Okay, so now we'll be talking about color contrast in your PowerPoints. As you can see, we have an image of an orange, which is in black and white, and another one that has more color. So always choose images that are high on contrast, and colored images are better than black and white images because it's easier to read and easier to explain rather than black and white image and saying image with orange color or orange fruit. Also, I know a lot of professors, even myself, I like to use colors to distinguish words such as red, blue, green, but they actually need to have higher contrast when being presented. So if you have a bright red, that is a very bright color, and a person who's, it could damage someone's vision. So you just rather choose something that's a bit darker. You can still use the color differentiation between blue and dark and blue and red, but you just use probably maroon and a darker toned blue. I'm not sure if you guys can see the example right here. This is brighter and this is a little bit darker. And now I'll talk to you about how to add a video. Remember to add alt text to your videos as well. The same way we add alt text to images on PowerPoint, once uploaded, it's read as an image and not as a video. So you need to add alt text to your videos. Make sure that your video is captioned if it's coming from a third-party website. But if it's just from your device, there's no way to add captions yet unless you have a higher version of desktop PowerPoint. Then you can add captions to your videos directly onto your PowerPoint. Like I said, videos should be preferably captioned if they're from the web. Now we're gonna go back to the activity that we were working on, and we're gonna insert a video. Swap my screens. So we'll go ahead and add a new slide. Just as the previous steps that Tomasa walked us through, we'll go to slide, and in this section, I'll choose title and contents, and it'll just be a video. So we'll add a video. And now I'll be showing you how to add a video from a website. So on online video, you can select from the icons shown in the middle, or you can just go to insert. And on the top right-hand corner, there is video, and it gives you the options to select from a movie browser movie from file, and online movie. Your movie browser is whatever you've collected on your photo booth on your computer. And your movie from file is any video that you've recorded previously or that you've downloaded from a website that you've saved onto your computer. An online movie is, for example, a YouTube video. That's what I'll be showing you right now, how to add an online movie. So you'll select online movie, and then it'll give you a pop-up window to enter the URL for the online video. So let me copy and paste my video. I'll selected the link. Once you've copied the link, you'll go ahead and paste the link into the pop-up window and insert. Once you insert, the video will show up in here. Let's get rid of the design ideas and let's not follow there. And here you have your video. So when you play your video, with an estimate, you want to make sure that they have captions. For example, this YouTube video does have closed captioning, so I can use it for my video. And the second thing was to remember to add alt text to your videos. So the same way we added alt text to an image, we'll select the video, we'll right click and add edit alt text. And here it gave us 50 most unique flowers. So you can put video, so they know that it's a video, and add an image, video of 15 unique flowers. And then you'll go ahead and save and then exit out. That's how you add a video from online. Now, if you want to add a video that you've pre-recorded and saved on your computer, we'll do again a new slide, and we'll select the video option from here. And then it'll pop up a window with all the things that you have on your desktop. I will be selecting this video, and then I'll be inserting it. They show up differently because this is a video that comes from your device. It has the control options and the volume and everything. In the case that you had a higher version of PowerPoint, you can add alt text, and here it tells you what kind of language you can use. But for the meantime, I know a lot of us are using Office 365, and that does not come with how to add captions onto videos for PowerPoint. So we're keeping it simple. And that's how you add a video to your slides. Now let me go back from here. Also, for those who you'll be accessing our PowerPoints to look back into, here's how to add a video using Office 365 online and the supported video providers that they allow. So as YouTube video and Vimeo, SlideShare, and Stream, those are the apps that they work with to add a video. Next, we'll have how to add a hyperlink. So hyperlinks are properly enhances the screen reader to differentiate from a normal text to a link of an external website. So instead of having something saying, find the reading in the https:/instructure/HNU, it would just say, find the reading in the modules, and it will say external website. So as you can see, it's highlighted in green. Usually it's green, blue. And when you press on it, it will lead to the link. I'm not sure if my screen didn't swap, but it takes me to the link of the website that I'm wanting to reach. So we'll do a small activity on how to insert a link. Here, once again, I have how to do it from a desktop PowerPoint and from online. So I'm gonna swap my screens once again. We're gonna add a new slide, also title and content. And we'll go to, you can add from here again, or I just like to go from the banner. So insert. And on the sixth section, I like to call the top banner, sixth section option, you have link. So it says insert hyperlink. You will get also another pop-up window, which says text to display and link to an existing file or web page address. You'll select you'll copy and paste the link that you want to use. For example, I'll be using an article regarding flowers. Okay. And I'll go ahead and paste the link where it says address. And on the text to display, this is where you get the option to change the title. My article is titled Why Are Flowers So Different? Once you put the text to display, you can press OK. So this usually shows up in different colors. You can go ahead and change the colors once again for color contrast, but they're underlined. So that means it's a link. And that's how you add a hyperlink to your PowerPoint. Go back. Let me know if you're still following along or if there's any way you've fallen behind so I can repeat myself from. And here again, it shows how to add a link to a hyperlink from PowerPoint and Office 365 online. Moving on, we have Microsoft Accessibility Checker. This means we've finished polishing our PowerPoint. We are ready to upload it onto Canvas. But before uploading it, we want to make sure it's accessible and it's ready to go. Or instead of uploading, downloading, redoing, Microsoft has their own accessibility checker you can go through and making sure that it's past that accessibility checker and then upload it onto Canvas. So they check for common issues. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna walk you through the steps on how to do this. I believe Jim was asking earlier, he has a PowerPoint that he's worked on for quite a while and he wants to see, he doesn't want to redo it all over again. And I wouldn't myself redo it all over again if I have years of work. I'd rather just go in and see how I can better my PowerPoint. So here, we're gonna go to the review section on the top banner. And on the left-hand side, on the second section, there is check for accessibility. And on the right-hand side, I'm not sure if you're able to see here, we have inspection errors. So it says errors and warnings. So error, it says missing slide title 2. And it tells you which slide. Slide number 4 doesn't have a title. And slide number 5 doesn't have a title either. So you'll go ahead and go to those slides and add a title. So this was video from the Vice. And this is hyperlink. Once you've done that, resave and recheck for the accessibility. And here, that's gone. So now we have a warning where it says use captions for audio and video. So you'll press down and it'll tell you this needs captions and this video also needs captions. In the bottom, it tells you how to add captions or how to improve and steps how you can do it. But as I mentioned, my PowerPoint doesn't have a way that I can add captions to my videos. So I'll just leave this like this. I won't probably get 100%. I'll probably get between 95 and 90 and 95. But that's our goal and that's what we're trying to reach. And to remember, not everything is always 100%. So these are issues that need another way to fix them. So that's how you do your accessibility checker. And then once you're ready, you save and then you upload to your Canvas to recheck for anything else that should be coming up. And okay, once again, here are the steps for the activity. Are there any questions regarding the second part of the workshop? All righty, no questions. All right, Allison?
Yeah, that was just, I presume all this is on the Canvas, in the Canvas shell,
Yes,
all
it
this
is.
information. Okay, great. Yeah, I couldn't work at your speed, so
Okay.
I need I need to go back.
All right. Is there anywhere you fell behind or that you need me to revisit?
No, I think I just need to go back and go through it. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I need to see the steps that is required for the assignment.
Okay, definitely.
Did we get the assignment ahead of time, or should we have gone and looked at that ahead of time? Because
what do you mean?
So I think what Allison is asking whether the assignment for this workshop has been already posted in the Canvas training shell.
Yes, it has.
And I believe Nettie and Tomasa will actually are going to talk a little bit about what's the assignment after this workshop in our Canvas training shell. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. So if there are no questions, we can move along, or if there are any questions that come up, feel free to ask them. And we will address them once again before we close off our meeting.
Great, thank you.
So, alrighty.
So we're talking about what's next, which leads us to the CETO Digital Accessibility Training, the asynchronous course, which we will review. Our actual next presentation is creating the accessible Word documents and PDFs on Friday, November 5th. And we also will talk about how to get in touch with us with CETO. With the one-on-one consultation. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to switch screens and walk through the digital accessibility training, the asynchronous course, and actually walk through the activity for this assignment.
Alrighty, I'm swapping screens. Give me 1 second.
And again, just a friendly reminder, if you need any assistance or support to complete the assignments in the Canvas training shell, please always feel free to schedule one-on-one consultation with our CETO staff. So after Tomasa show everyone the assignments in the Canvas training shell, I will also like to take a few minutes to show where you can find all the links to get digital accessibility supports.
Okay, so the first thing you'll see when you when you come into the CETO Digital Accessibility Training Shell is the training overview and objectives page. And it provides an overview of the training, the learning objectives, and our workshop dates and times, and also links to join the meeting. And then when you go to the next page, you'll see the the Q&A cafe. If you have any questions while you're taking the digital accessibility training, you may post questions here, and Nettie and I will be available to answer those questions as well. And so your first overview, and this is a recap from our first workshop, is what is digital accessibility? So we talk about what is digital accessibility. We also talk about accessibility laws as well, and how they apply to our courses. And then we also discuss why it is important to address digital accessibility. And then we have our HNU digital accessibility policy listed here where you can review it. And then the first exercise is a 5-question quiz, very simple quiz, which you'll take after you've completed the steps of the first workshop. And then our September 24th workshop is listed here. There is quiz questions for those who were not able to attend the live Zoom workshop. And once you complete the quiz, you submit the quiz in the end, at the very end, and then you will receive points for taking this, for taking the workshop. Also, we discussed viewing file accessibility using Blackboard Ally. We provide you with an Ally overview and how it works with our Canvas learning management system, the types of materials that the Ally scans. We also discussed the accessibility, Ally accessibility indicator scores, and how to view file accessibility scores when you upload files to the Canvas Learning Management System, and how it walks you through fixing those issues. So this is going back to where Nettie was discussing, once you upload your presentation, the file indicator score will provide you with some tips on how you can improve your document or your presentation. And then we also discussed student view, alternative formats, and also additional resources that you can add to your syllabus. Also, if you would like to join the Ally user group, you may do so as well. So the first assignment from the last workshop was using Studio to add closed captioning to your videos. A lot of people completed the activity. And so we walked through in the last workshop, and it's also listed in the Zoom video, how to add closed captions to your activities, to your videos, sorry. So once you complete that, once you go to the next section, you'll complete an assignment to upload your video with closed captioning. And so once we, for this workshop, what we're talking about is the learning outcomes is for creating accessible Microsoft PowerPoint presentations. In our next workshop, we'll cover Microsoft Word documents and PDFs. So we're talking about adding accessibility to your documents and presentations. And so this provides you with an overview, and it is available. And then our October 8th workshop materials, this video will be recorded and it will be added to this section where you can access it for review if you would like to review it. For those who could not attend the workshop, they would review the video, and there will be a couple of quiz questions for them to answer and to submit. And so what you'll see is a step-by-step guide for both Mac and Windows. So how to create an accessible PowerPoint presentation. So this is for those who use a Mac computer. And if you're using Microsoft Windows, then there's a guide for how to create accessible PowerPoints using a Microsoft PowerPoint in Windows. Yes, I have a question. If you need to do the quiz for today's workshop, since you attended it live, if you attended today's workshop, then you do not have to review the video, the Zoom video, and submit a quiz for today's session. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually walk through the activity for this week, and that is how to create an accessible PowerPoint. So what you'll see first is an overview, then you'll see the document guides that we created to help assist you with the presentation. And then also there are video tutorials that provide a little bit more information about creating accessible slides, improving image accessibility in PowerPoint, and how to use the accessibility checker. And so the practice activity is basically what we went over in the first half of the workshop. You're going to create a title and content slide layout, add alt text to an image, and then use Microsoft PowerPoint Accessibility Checker to check your document for accessibility. So you'll do that before you add your presentation to Canvas. Then the next step is to upload your Microsoft PowerPoint presentation as a file to your Canvas sandbox using the course files folder. If you do not have a sandbox, please do let CEDL know and we will assist you with that. And so after you've uploaded your presentation as a file, then what you're going to do is you're going to review the file accessibility score indicator. And so that'll let you know whether or not your file has met the accessibility, score requirement for accessibility. And then what we ask you to do is just take a simple screenshot of your file score and upload it to assignments. So we're going to walk through it. We're going to go to files. We have a file presentation that we've uploaded. And then what it is we see the accessibility score there listed. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to take a screenshot of this file accessibility score the accessibility score indicator, and then upload it to your assignments. So Nettie is going to take a screenshot now. And she's going to assignments, accessible PowerPoint presentation. And then here, you're just gonna upload the screenshot. And just so you know, the screenshots, sometimes they can be downloaded to your computer. They can be listed under pictures if you have Windows, or they could be listed on your desktop or under downloads. So just know that your screenshot is normally when you take the screenshot, it's saved to your computer, and it should be either under downloads or pictures. And then once you have that screenshot, you're just going to submit the assignment. And so that is for this week's assignment activity or practice activity of how to create accessible PowerPoint presentations. Just to recap, you can use the guides listed there, the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation guides, and the videos to assist you with creating an accessible PowerPoint presentation.